Hey everybody, it's Breaf on Ted here, and today we're going to be doing something a little different. Putting my serious face on right now. Today, guys, we're going to be playing Minecraft. Now, I know you guys never see gameplay footage, like, ever on my channel, and, for a good reason. It's, like, basically it's impossible for me to set up. But today is a very special occasion. Today, we are going to be getting very special person playing Minecraft with us, and I do hope he joins the game. Oh, would you look at that? Everybody here, say hi to Jarek Zapzap, legendary music producer. Welcome to the show. Wow,
Yo, what's up?
he's clearly drawn away. So, yeah, today we're gonna be building redstone. Crap, I don't really know what we're gonna build. We don't really have a strict idea on what we're going to build, but I know that we are going to build, because it is Minecraft. Right off the bat, right off the bow, what are you thinking about building? What are you gonna build?
I have a couple of ideas in mind, but I'm not actually really that great at redstone. I actually used to have the redstone handbook that they had 4 books.
That's a
I was
classic.
really indulged in that back in the day, but
That was the one that
now I'm old. Now I'm old, fat, and ugly, so I can't really. But I'm gonna kind of have a nostalgia trip.
So, I was, at a very young age, I was forced to play the worst version of Minecraft, which was Minecraft Xbox 360 edition. Many of you who were sad and impoverished like me may actually remember Minecraft Redstone Edition. It was an absolutely terrible port of Minecraft to the Xbox 360, and the Xbox 360, as we know, was already a pretty underpowered console, even for its time, yeah, I was forced to play Minecraft on it, which meant you were stuck with that world that actually had borders you could fly to, and the redstone was terrible, and it was always at least 3 updates behind actual PC Java Edition Minecraft. So the only cool thing you could do on Minecraft Xbox 360 was build redstone. That was kind of the impressive thing that you did. That's how you everybody knew you were the cool kid. So my experience with redstone goes back pretty far, I would say. I'm gonna let Zap build his thing. I figure for the first thing I built a couple of things that I actually remember building from my Minecraft 360 days. So the first thing is a logic gate. And these were kind of the quintessential things that you built. This is a very simple logic gate. It's actually a little crude, some might say, but it's all right with me. But the idea is that sticky keys just enabled itself. Uh-oh. So the idea was that I gotta find redstone lamps. I don't know where that is. Anyway, you built AND gates in you built AND gates. You had to use the logic functions, and sometimes they worked, sometimes they didn't. There were a lot of weird glitches on Xbox 360 because, of course, it was a terrible version. But let's go see what Zap's built here. He's built himself a
Yo,
little.
how's it going?
So tell me, what is this? It's a clock.
This was a very one of my favorite redstone machines here because it was either 2017 or 2018 when Pocket Edition wasn't Pocket Edition anymore. I would build this, and I was really into Tamagotchis when I was really young, so I would have one of these to help me build like a big Tamagotchi machine. But it got to the point where I kept adding a lot of more stuff to it, and my iPod Touch would just crash the game because there was just so much going on. But I always remember how to make one of these things, and you can do so much with this just basic set of redstone stuff. It's a basic idea, but it goes a long way, just like dubstep music.
So I like it, but always did it. You can actually adjust each tick, so you can, advance it or slow it down. That's how I always did it.
You just blew my childhood brain apart. Holy.
And then I would wire these up to, if I wanted to do like an internal clock or a timer or something like that. But then you could kind of have it so you could do a repeating pattern here. It was actually kind of cool. So then you could do something like this.
Yo, we're in the rave club now, boys.
Yo guys, it's DJ Breaf in the house.
Oh wait, I didn't want to hit that one. I wanted to. Okay, there we go. Oh wait, no, I didn't want to hit that one. I wanted to play. I wanted to. No, why am I playing dead? That's the wrong emote.
Yay.
There we go.
All my fans are here. This is how I always did the Minecraft way. Then of course you could add more ticks on there. So 1, 2, 3. And
Oh dude, I haven't had a tick since 2001.
there you go. And now you have a redstone light bar, actuated by, of course, the clock there. So, and we've got all of our fans here. These are actually the people. These are the bodies of my enemies. Anyway, so here we have an AND gate, and this works pretty simply. It works the same way any other logic gate works, especially if you know a lot about ICs and stuff like that. This was kind of the quintessential way to essentially make a computer, not a computer, but to actually have redstone builds that functioned in Minecraft. So you have one input there, and you have one input here. Well, actually, let me use a lever real quick.
In survival craft, like that
The off-brand version?
Minecraft ripoff. Yeah, they had AND gates and something like that. They had all those different gates instead of actually like having to program it with redstone and stuff. And I actually loved survival craft. I thought that was the best Minecraft ripoff ever. But for the life of me, I did not know what the they were talking about with the AND gates.
Well, I'll show you an AND gate if you want to come here. So essentially, an AND gate basically means you have to have. So let's say you have two separate inputs. So this is input A, and this can be input B. So if you wanted to combine a machine, but only when two inputs. So let's say you're trying to do one of those key locks, and you have to have like a special key where you all have to have both of these levers flipped down to open the door. So what you'll do is you first have to dust them off. They're a little dusty.
Yep.
Great.
Oh.
Well, that's exactly how it works. So if I turn this one on, the redstone light doesn't turn on. Obviously it can't. And if I just turn this one on, the redstone light also does not turn on because it can't. I must have both of the levers switched on for the redstone lamp to turn on. It's a pretty simple circuit, but it basically means that two circuits must be on, or two inputs must be on to power the following input.
Can you show me what a NOT gate is?
A NOT gate?
Okay, wait, hang on, I gotta open up this book. So, I'm flipping the pages of this book made in 2014 called The Big Book of Minecraft. Back in the days, this was 1995 USD and 1795, wait.
Canadian.
Oh wait, I had that mixed up. It's 1995. Alright, anyway. So, there's a chapter in here that has redstone inventions and such. This one's called a NOT gate. And it says it's the easiest Minecraft circuit to build, but also one of the most useful. And there's a bunch of words in here, and I'm too Gen Z to understand what they say. It's basically, it reverses the effect of a powered line. And I'm gonna look at the diagram right now and build it beside your gate.
I believe right here would be the NOT gate. So essentially what this does is it just reverses the not necessarily reverses the polarity, but I always believed this was called a NOR gate, N-O-R, and essentially what it does is it just reverses the input of a. Actually, you can make it simpler. We don't have to use that. We can just put the redstone block there. So, as you can see, with it being off, this dragon's looking very intently at it. But with it being off, you can see that the light is on, and when I turn this on, it turns the light off. I do believe that is a NOT gate. I never really used a lot of these, only because, yeah, those, I don't know, I used the AND gate way too much, because I was obsessed with, like, secret doors and the such, so I used a lot of AND gates, and then you'd have AND gates that feed into more AND gates. You could have a quad AND gate. That's what I did a lot of the times, but then my codes would just be flick the lever down 4 times. I think this is also good for code because it means that, like, you have to have a lever off to have the, redstone light be on, but I believe that's enough.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple. Only really worked. Oh, yes, it was the block with the torch on it. Mine is way more complicated. I totally forgot. No, I used this all the time, except I did it a little differently sometimes because I try to make my redstone all compact. Let me get a redstone torch. So, the way I always did stuff, especially regarding, so this was also one of my favorite things to do, was to build, one of these. So, my mouse is breaking. I tried to click that 3 times. It didn't break. So, I forgot I could fly. So this is a pretty, kind of how this works, and it kind of depends on how you wanted, or however you wanted your, but like so this would be a NOT gate. This would just be a vertical NOT gate. And then if I powered it, of course, it would turn off on top here. Let me put a lamp up there. There we go. So off, on, off, on. And this is kind of how I made street lights. So you'd kind of have that overhang. Of course, they wouldn't look as funky, but like, if I wanted to have a system that went underground and turned on a bunch of street lights, this is how I would have done it.
Wait, go over there for a second. Look at this.
Oh.
I have an idea.
Not anymore.
I'm stupid as f.
So, on the topic of logic gates, there was one more gate. It's called the OR gate, and this is honestly even simpler than the NOT gate, and I do remember this one pretty well. Essentially, all this one is it means either or. So, right here, it's on. It's on. If it has both,
bleed,
it's also on.
Oh, sorry. As you can see, my contraption has work.
So what have you created here?
Well, I had a human, and now he has been in body parts bleeding all over the ground. So now I can take that back to the Ungoi camp and redeem myself.
What if he was standing more than 5 feet away?
Well, then I would have to hire a stupid jackal to solve that problem. Anyway, what were you talking about over here?
So this is my new lot. Well, this is an OR gate. So this means either or. So basically, this is an even simpler one. It means essentially that only one of 2 has to power the light. So if this is on, it turns on. And if this is on, it turns on. And if both of them are on, it turns on. It's a really simple one, and honestly, this one is very useless. It really doesn't really serve much of a purpose. It just exists for the sake of logic gates.
It's an OR gate.
Okay, so we've done a little bit of building off screen. This is what remained of the TNT cannon I was trying to build before I remembered that I'm not very good at building TNT cannons. The well, the effects show the truth. So, anyway, why don't we go over and see what Zap is up to? So, I have no idea what this is. Nanomoog 1927.
Okay, sorry. He had to stop the recording because there was a UN that broke in, and I had to grunt on it.
Yeah, he
anyway,
on it.
So this is my Nanomoog. I got it from I time traveled. I got it from 1927, which is the predecessor of the Mini Moog 1970 synthesizer that I actually love in real life. So you can play keys. I said you can play keys. Hang on, go back to your machine. I gotta fix my Mini Moog. Oh,
okay.
So if you come here. One of these days, these boots are gonna walk all over you. But I have a secret. Oh, I have a secret switch, so if you press this, it automatically plays a really cool riff. Definitely not my own.
Alright, everybody, so me and Zap are back in the desert again. And, yeah, say hello. So, I want you to come over here real quick. What do you think this is? What would you call this?
The number 8.
Now, what would you call it? Now.
A McDonald's play place from 2005.
I was gonna do a 6, but I messed up the 6. It's not a 6. I don't know what this is. This is a new number I just made.
We're gonna start a cult with a new language. Alright, what is this?
Well, this is the introduction for what I've built over here. So if you turn around, you can see my other thing that I built using redstone. It's a little crude, but it does get the job done. So now I was supposed to wire it up here. There were supposed to be some buttons and stuff like that. Now you press the button, but I don't have it wired up. But you don't have to do much else to get it to work. So this is a 7-segment display. They call it that because it has 7 segments to display. If you come back here, if you're up there, let's say I want to do the number 3. Just torch that up. Oh, this is number 4.
That's a nice 4.
I don't even know my own machine.
For real.
Okay,
this is a nice 4.
I messed up, so this is number 3 right here.
Yup. But if you look at it from a flip perspective, it looks like the McDonald's M.
Wow, this video was brought to you by...
I'm loving it.
This video was brought to you by McDonald's. Right now, you can get a Big Mac meal for the low price of $9.99. Basically, here's a torch if you want to use it. You can pretty much light up any of these. Well, you can kind of see. So you just put the redstone torch like here, and then this is gonna be well, that's 8. So that does display 8.
Wait, I'm about to break it. Watch this. If I put a torch on number 1 and a torch on number 7, it's gonna say 17, but it can't because this computer's from 1941.
Aren't I clever? I know. Watch out, world. Now I know you may be thinking my redstone is a little fishy, but I can assure you there is logic to it all. So I'm willing to take a question from Zapzap. So do you have any questions about this machine here?
What's your address?
That's very simple. My address is 14. Well, that's my magnum opus creation. What do you think about it?
You said I was allowed a question.
Yeah, what's your question?
Have you heard of the FitnessGram Pacer Test? The FitnessGram Pacer Test is alright. I'm just gonna.
It's a multi-aerobic stage capacity test designed to. Okay, he's leaving. Well, Zap is gonna go back home right now.